Hello, awesome ones. So good to see you again. Today I'm doing a video on how we could be potentially limiting ourselves and the steps that I'm taking to step into my full potential to really allow myself the full possibility of what I can actually create in my business. Now, I have done huge amounts of training across various modalities, and what I find in a lot of those, there is this system of profiling and creating identities and crafting questions that pull out of us who we are and how we react and act in certain situations. You know, we operate through Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is great when we're moving up the steps and being able to identify where people are at. But what I found even doing that, we were walking around this training going, oh, well, I'm orange at this stage, or I'm stepping into green, and identifying ourselves by colors and putting a lot of meaning into where we were at that time, and really putting that as an identity part of who we are. And as I progressed through my training and things that I'd done, and I have a little notebook here just to make sure I cover everything off, I then was introduced to disc profiling. And at that time in my life, when I did that profile, I was in senior retail management positions, national sales role, and I was in this space where I had to be very, very assertive and had to manage not only the people below me that were looking after states and stores. Overall, I had the weight of knowing there was 130 odd stores that were relying on me to support the people below me and have that trickle-on down effect to support them to get really good results. So in that kind of role, you have to be assertive. So I came up on the DISC profile as very dominant. Now, for those of you that actually know me, you'd probably be going, dominant? Trudy? Doesn't make sense, right? But that was a label I could have chosen to carry on for the rest of my life. Oh, I did DISC, I'm dominant. What a conflict in that. And then, you know, even the wealth dynamics. I was thinking about this morning, which is what triggered off this whole video and this whole thought of actually creating something for you guys. And I did a wealth dynamics profile, and I came out as a star mechanic. Now, I spent hours arguing with a former partner who said that I'd done it wrong, that there was no way I could be a mechanic, because this person was a very data-driven, software-building person. They just, in their mind, I couldn't do it. But as I said to them, it was like, well, I understand mechanics of games creation. I can build programs. Like, why would I not be a mechanic? So I'm here arguing with somebody who'd already decided that I had done this quiz wrong about who I was. And they were like, no, you have to be the creator. But when I look at it, and it's like, well, I have a little bit of deal maker, and I have, what if I wanted to be the Lord? Who's that person who really quietly accumulates their wealth? So, and there's heaps of profiles, there's heaps of little quizzes, and there's all of these things. But what I found, especially at certain stages of my life, I did actually adopt those profiles as I am statements. I am this. And what I found was that all of a sudden, I was limiting myself. Because we talk about, you know, we all have this zone of genius, and we should be always operating in that space, or as much as we possibly can. And, you know, the zone of excellence, like, that's the stuff that we outsource. And sometimes I feel like it gives us permission when we step into those identity spaces and step into that languaging and that thinking. It actually gives us permission to be less. It gives us permission to not develop potentially the weaker areas, or it gives us permission to not develop all facets of our personality, because we've decided to land into this, I am a creator, I am a star, I am a dominant personality, I sit in the hierarchy of the loving and the belonging, so I'm yellow, so I have to be, listen to the language, I have to be this loving and giving person, otherwise I haven't met that level of evolution and there's something wrong with me. And even with Maslow, I'm like, well, at the core of us, we always have the physiological needs that need to be met and the safety. And when we start denying and going, I'm past that, what are we potentially missing out on there? So all I'm asking for you guys is to consider, are you limiting yourself by stepping into these quizzes and adopting that I am personality, I am statements? Because, you know, I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, I've actually let all of that go and I've decided that I am limitless. Yes, there are parts and there are things that I am exceptionally good at, but there's also the other parts that, you know, when I polish them up, they'll be just as strong. And it's looking at the perceived weaknesses that is where our growth really can lie. So it's that, what's that saying? I polish my weaknesses until they become my greatest strengths. So maybe have a look at that. Maybe have a look at the I am statements. I'm doing a little I am limitless report for you. So if you want a copy of that, click the link and sign on up for that. And I'll take you through the resources and things that I've mentioned here in a little bit more detail and about how I've decided to adopt all of those things and add a level of richness to my life that was missing when I had decided that I am this, I am that, I am everything, I am all of it, I am limitless, I am endless possibility. And it's an amazing, amazing space to be in. So I hope to see you in that space soon too. Blah, if I get my words out today, because I am limitless. And as always, here's to your business success.